Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Good morning. Yep, I was just finishing a Morningstar vegetable sausage. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris, and welcome to the 11th day of August, Augusto for you Spaniards and Spanish-speaking people. Yes, we are working our way all the way through the month. We're there. Here I go again. So where are you as far as being in alignment with your intentions, even from the first part of the week? Then if that's on point, let's go back to the first of the month. And then if that's on point, go back to the first of the quarter, to the year, and so on and so forth. Always check to make sure that you feel you are on task. All right, can I get an amen? I wonder what note that is. A C sharp, perhaps? So anyway, good morning and welcome to today's show. Again, I want to say thank you for being here today. I'm inside the bubble. I am inside the bubble, y'all. And what that means is when it's time, I did a post. Let me show you. I'm gonna be sharing the screen. We have Danny, Daniel, Dano. I was kind of say something. Now I got to come up with another nickname, but I won't do that to him this morning. Weekly Dose of Dano. He's here today. We're here just to kick it with you all, share with you guys, and really asking you all to pour into us today to help us embrace the opportunity, which begins for us tomorrow morning inside here and here. It started weeks and months ago for me, but we actually literally are getting on our flights tomorrow, Danny included, and we're headed to the city of Las Vegas in Nevada, here in the United States, to partake in the Star Trek convention. We were invited by Gays in Space, a nonprofit organization, which is doing big things in the world to include people from the LGBTQI plus community inside of all science fiction, books, documentaries, movies, conversation, all of that. And you may go, oh, well, you know, okay, I get it, but it doesn't apply to me. Well, you know what? When the day happens, when the day comes when we see representation of all marginalized people everywhere, we'll know that we're making progress and not until. So that's why we're happy to go. But I personally, I'm gonna let Dano get in here and speak about him from his standpoint, but I count on you guys because, you know, you start going, and if you take your purpose seriously, you know, and the time comes to go do what you've been tasked by what is greater than to do, sometimes you're like, ooh, you know, it can be quite a responsibility. So I always get out of my own way by listening and receiving what it is that all of you have to say about just everything positive. I need you all most likely more than you could ever need me, and that's the truth. So I'm glad you're here. And I wanted to, before I get Dan on here, a couple things. I'm gonna, how do I do this? Okay, you know, they've changed so much. Okay, I want to show you guys this, and then I can show you. Okay, wait, now I gotta go back over here. Okay, and I'm gonna share the screen. Is that how I'm doing it? Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to go here. I am not techie, you guys. I had my Geek Squad guy here yesterday trying to get our Alexis hooked back up and all that. So let me see. Okay, you can see it. Now look at this. This is what I found this morning upon returning from the health club. It was dark when I went, so I didn't see it. It's right at the end of our street. And thank God that no one in the house was injured. But around 7:30 last night, you know, we had severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado watch. They prepared us to go into our basements and whatnot. And, you know, just a few weeks ago, we had a bad tornado here in Naperville, Illinois, where an entire neighborhood or two were completely devastated. All the houses just completely demolished. And so this tree, I came back from the health club and I was like, what? So I stopped the car and I got out and I took this photo. The city is actually down there right now cleaning it up. But when you look at it, look at the root system. Nothing going deep, just everything going wide. And, you know, I'm always saying, I remember when Greater Than told me, Lauren, in all of your relationships, including, and most importantly, that relationship with yourself and with us, meaning those entities that are greater than, do your very best. Follow the 4 agreements, be impeccable with your word, don't take things personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best, because that is the one way to ensure a deep root system in your world of purpose. And when you look at this tree, how it has fallen, why is Sky Nova on the screen? Oh, it's not on your screen, it's on mine. Okay, you see that it's wide, and I wish I would have walked around and got a picture of the trunk. It looks like a healthy tree, been there probably for decades, but the root system is not deep. And it looks like God, or what is greater than, just took their little pinky finger and barely touched it, and over it toppled. So keep that in mind as you build every moment into the next moment. Build deep. Make sure that you're doing things that you mean, because that is the only way those things can become meaningful for the rest of the world. Can I get an amen? So there's nature giving us an example today. Let me like it myself right there. Okay, and then I wanted to show you guys this. Harrison Klein, a good friend. I really consider Harrison a mentor of mine, and he's just like a guru. He posted this morning, and I wanted to read this to you all and share this with you all as we get into today's content here on the show, because it really ties in to what I'm talking about today and why we're here sharing this experience, bringing you all with us in everything we do. Goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life, is what the good book says. And I know that that goodness that they're talking about is within all of you, the followers who follow us and support us and uplift us. So I wanted to just pour this into all of us today as we get out and follow the road of purpose to achieve all that we have been tasked to do in this world, to make this world a better place. So, I know there's some words in here. I was like, I should have like when asked, how do you say this? But I'm gonna do my best. So anyway, real quick, here we go. Did you know that when Einstein gave lectures at the numerous U.S. universities he was invited to, the recurring questions that students asked him was this: do you believe in God? And Einstein always answered, I believe in the God of Spinoza. Now, I'd never heard of this person until just now, this morning. The ones who hadn't read Spinoza did not understand. Ding, that's me. Harrison says, I hope this gem of history serves you as much as it does me. So, now there's that, what is that name? Baruch de Spinoza was a Dutch philosopher considered one of the three great rationalists of the 17th century philosophy, along with René Descartes in France and Gottfried Leibniz in Germany. Here's some of his wisdom. I love this. Lean in, pay attention, got to ring the bell. Some soul fill is out. Pick it up and take it with you. He said, Spinoza says, God would have said, stop praying and punching yourself in the chest. What I want you to do is go out into this world and enjoy your life. I want you to enjoy, sing, have fun, and enjoy everything I've made for you. Stop going to those dark, cold temples that you built yourself and say they are my house. My house is in the mountains, in the woods, rivers, lakes, beaches, and even fallen trees. I added that. That's where I live, and that is where I express my love for you. Stop blaming me for your miserable life. I never told you there was anything wrong with you, or that you were a sinner, or that your sexuality was a bad thing. Sex is a gift I have given you, and with which you can express your love and your ecstasy and your joy. So don't blame me for everything they made you believe. Stop reading alleged sacred scriptures that have nothing to do with me. If you can't read me in a sunrise, in a landscape, in the look of your friends, in your son's eyes, you will find me in no book. Trust me and stop asking me, would you tell me how to do my job? Stop being so scared of me. I do not judge you or criticize you, nor get angry or seek to punish you, because I am pure love. Stop asking for forgiveness. There's nothing to forgive. If I made you, I filled you with passions, limitations, pleasures, feelings, needs, inconsistencies, free will. How can I blame you if you respond to something I put in you? How can I punish you for being the way you are if I'm the one who made you? Do you think I could create a place to burn all my children who behave badly for the rest of eternity? What kind of a God would do that? Forget any kind of commandments, any kind of laws. Those are wiles to manipulate you, to control you. That only create guilt within you. Respect your peers and don't do what you don't want for yourself. All I ask is that you pay attention in your life, that your conscious, what is that word? Conscientiousness. Consciousness, that's right, is your guide. My beloved, this life is not a test, not a step, not a rehearsal, nor a prelude to paradise. This life is the only thing that exists here and now, and it is all you need. I have set you absolutely free, no prizes or punishments, no sins or virtues. No one carries a marker, no one keeps a record. You are absolutely free to create in your life heaven or hell. I could tell you if there's anything after this life, but I won't. But I can give you a tip. Live as if there is nothing after, as if this is your only chance to enjoy, to love, to exist. So if there's nothing, then you will have enjoyed the opportunity I gave you. And if there is, rest assured that I won't ask if you behaved right or wrong. I'll ask, did you like it? Did you have fun? What did you enjoy the most? What did you learn? Stop believing in me, believing in assuming, guessing, imagining. I don't want you to believe in me. I want you to feel me in you. When you kiss your beloved, when you tuck in your little girl, when you caress your dog, when you bathe in the sea. Stop praising me. What kind of egomaniac God do you think I am? I'm bored being praised. I'm tired of being thanked, feeling grateful. Prove it by taking care of yourself, your health, your relationships, the world. Express your joy. That's the way to praise me. Stop complicating things and repeating as a parakeet what you've been taught about me. The only thing for sure is that you are here, that you are alive, and that this world is full of wonders. What do you need more miracles for? Why so many explanations? Look for me outside. You won't find me. Find me inside. There I am, beating within you. Woo. Wow. I found that this morning when I came home, and I always look for the breadcrumbs that those who are greater than leave in my path. I just am so grateful today. We're going to get Dano in here. I'm not even going to do the countdown clock or any of that. I just want us to talk about what we've heard here. Dano, hi. Were you sleeping? You're muted. I think you were sleeping.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Dang.
What?
I know you're Spanish, but that tan is on point.
Thank you. I've been working on it. I appreciate it.
You literally tan on purpose?
No,
It just happens.
they say that New Jersey is like the worst place in the entire world. I specifically where I am in South Jersey, like there's no protection. Like the ozone layer, something like that. I don't know the specifics, but it's like going away. So the sun is pretty brutal here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome today, and thanks for coming in. And we're just kicking it. Let me grab the phone so I could see it in here, but I like doing it on here. Saying hi to all of you, Sherry McQueen, Brandy. Hi, Brandy Johnson. Grand rising to you, Sherry McQueen. I said you, Michelle. Michelle, phonetically spell your name because I had a download about you, and I need to speak with you. So Michelle. Did I say, yeah, Nordhoff, good morning to you. Marty Martinez, how are you? Moac, Lori Whitney, and anyone I missed, Robert Brooker, the rest of you, I see some that are watching, and I don't know where you're from because it says Facebook user on mine. So good morning. Let us know who you are by dropping that in the comments. So tell me how you guys feel about what we heard here today, and we're going to kind of mix that in, fold it in, if you will, and pour it into why we're here in the first place. Now, you heard me say we're ready to go tomorrow. We're going to be, matter of fact, this time, God willing, tomorrow, Brian and I will be in the air. And I think you're leaving. What time do you leave Jersey?
So I leave Thursday morning at 6:15 a.m.
That's 7:15. Wait, that's 5:15 my time. What
Yeah.
time do you get to Vegas?
So I get there at around 8:30.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're there 2 hours before us. Okay.
Yeah.
So you heard what I read that Harrison put in. That was deep.
Yeah, 100%. The thing that really struck me most is that it takes the human side out of the religion. With the commandments and what you read in the Bible and all the scriptures.
The things that scare people.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, I do believe that organized religion, does operate based on money. That's why I don't have to go to a church. I just go in my room and communicate and, do what I need to do because nobody can tell me how to talk to the higher being,
Right.
whether you believe in God or not. Who's to say that the congregation in your church, that's the right God to believe in, so that's why I really like that. It applies to all walks of life. And it really shows that, just because you're a human doesn't mean that you can't have that connection with the higher God.
And another thing, and that's a great point that I like. I'm ashy, so I'm gonna put some cream on while we're sitting here. Is that it makes it so doable. What we read there, it makes it so doable so that we don't have to beat ourselves up. We don't have to feel guilty. I mean, you do have to know you have a conscience. So, when you've done something that is not in alignment with integrity, we know instantly because you start questioning it. You start, trying to push it out because, okay, I don't, for whatever reasons, ego, anger, all those things. But at the end of the day, it boils down to doing what you feel is right, and as far as all those things about, where you can find higher power, spirit, there's so many different names, but that's okay. Everybody has to call it something, and we're okay calling it what is right for us, what we personally ascribe to. I say, here's why I say, and I think you were around when I'm putting this on, transitioned into saying, I think I should say higher power or something, but then I just started referring to what is greater than, because that tree that I showed, I had to stop the car and get out because I was like, it made me feel exactly what the power of greater than is.
Mhm.
I was saying to my neighbors, people were down there like it was a tourist attraction this morning, and they were like just amazed that the root system went wide and not deep. And when you look at the tree, you would have never thought, and I'm sure there were a couple people thinking, well, what if that happened while somebody was walking by? What if I was walking by and that happened just out of nowhere? So it really put things into perspective for me this morning, and it couldn't have come at a better time as we travel tomorrow to pour into all these people. There are thousands of people converging on Las Vegas this weekend for the Star Trek convention, and we're going there, being hosted by the wonderful organization Gates in Space, and we are going to do what we do every day, what you do on Daily Dose, a weekly dose of Dano, and what I try to do in all of the platforms that I speak my message on. Same thing as you guys out there. Even when you're in the grocery store, there's the promo for what we're going to in Las Vegas, the Gates in Space week. So let's talk about you guys. I want you guys to tell me, now we're going to Las Vegas to do this. What is in front of you? What is in front of you that you know that you're being groomed? It could be a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. You may not even have a date or time yet, but you know you're working towards doing something that you can use to pour into people, to bring the E and the R, to take great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger for those who are looking for it. I'd like to know what your intentions are. So let's start with you, Dano. Now, you're 24 years old, and I forget, Sherry McQueen, what is that age that they say your brain fully develops and you're grown? Has he reached that number yet? The jury's still out on that. I'm just kidding. I let me just tell you guys, Dano coaches with me. We've been in each other's lives well over before COVID. When I went to speak in your town, your mom brought you along, and we've been building out ever since. Now, tell me, when you're preparing to go and be a part, we're doing different things there, but we're still going for the same reason. I posted this morning a flower bouquet and I said, when Greater Than spoke to me and said, because I was, I get inside the bubble when I'm like a week away, 72 hours away, because it's not about me. And that's when the full spectrum of the responsibility of the gift, of the purpose falls on you. It really does. And you have got to address those things that make you fearful, those things that make you question, can I do this? Will they like me? All that thing, don't take things personally. All the things that we're told to watch out for, they come rushing in to test you. And I've been going through it because it's like, it's not that I don't believe, it's just that it's so important to me that if that whoever that one person is, that's how I look at it. I go in and think, I don't care if there's 8,000 people, 20,000 people, I focus on helping one. Makes it easy for me. Do you have a process? I know you're new to this. It's just been a year and you're growing into it, but already I'm sure you have started implementing some kind of a system, if you will, to kind of ensure, if you will, that doesn't sound right. Kind of, that's too vague. To ensure that you bring your very best. So how important, let's start with that question. How important is it to you, Dano? I know because you work with me that you're fully aware of the 4 agreements. I know you have it printed out somewhere there nearby. There it is.
In the background.
See, there it is. So what does that mean to you, doing your best?
Because you want to cooperate.
Right.
So yeah, I would say it means everything. If you're not going to show up and do your best in whatever it may be, your job, your favorite hobby, you're going out with somebody, developing those relationships. If you're not going to give 100% effort, then what's the point? Because when you only give that 90%, right? You're telling the higher being, you're telling yourself subconsciously, you're telling anybody that you're interacting with that, hey, listen, man, I'm really not worth it. Maybe your time isn't worth me giving 100%. And it just leads down a negative path if you're not going to give 100%. So I can tell you some of the strategies that I do to make sure that I'm able to reach that point. There's positive affirmations that I do before, let's say, if I'm going to speak on the Daily Dose, if I'm going before my show, I have to go to the gym. I have for the physical, get that blood rushing, get the thoughts going, get everything moving. because how are you supposed to just wake up out of bed and come out on your show, let's just say Bathrobe Moments, and just come on and just turn on the switch? It doesn't work like that. So I would say going to the gym for me, maybe it's going for the walk to somebody else, just getting that blood glowing and centering yourself. So physically, to me, is going to the gym. Secondly, I meditate before every single show. I actually do it. I try to do it when I wake up in the morning as well, because when you hold that energy within yourself and you make sure that your cup is full, nobody else can knock over your cup throughout the day, whether it's bad words, whether it's negative energy thrown, anything that can be thrown at you. When you meditate and hold that energy in the morning, you're going to be okay going throughout your day. There was a special technique, actually, Dominique Rivera, she's on here all the time.
The Oracle of Apollo.
Yeah, Divine Encounter. She has her own show.
Yes, she does.
In the E360s. Well, she told me to go outside, take off all of my shoes, walk around into my backyard, and feel the grass between my feet. Because when you connect with the earth early in the morning, and also a big thing is don't use this social media as soon as you roll up in the morning to check your stuff.
I got rid of that bad habit a couple years ago, and boy, what a difference it's made.
Yeah, 100%.
Even when I'm tempted to reach out, I'm just gonna peek and see. I feel it. I hear all kinds of. It's almost like I can hear doors of opportunity slamming shut down the hallway, because I'm already okay. You just even considering it was like, okay, well, just the fact that you're still toying with it, we're gonna close this door right now for temporarily, because we don't want you to miss all this. This is a double showcase winner behind this door, and you're going to see something we already know that's going to take you in a different direction. So we're shutting the door to protect you and to protect what is for you.
Yeah,
that's what they tell me oftentimes. So that's a great point. So this meditating thing, when you said what she said about it's a great way to connect, I think that's what happened. I know that's what happened. See, where's that deceit? You see how quickly it tries to jump in to get in front of something, to water it down, but no, I know it to be true that when I saw that tree, it was to remind me, don't worry, I grew this tree, if I wanted to pick this tree, if we wanted to pick it up and put it back in its place, you could go home and come back 5 minutes later as if it never happened. And you again would be like, what is that? That's what miracles really are. Looking at that tree root system and saying that tree, the trunk is huge. And I would have never thought that tree could survive with such shallow roots, but it survived, but it did not survive last night's storm. And that's the thing I take as the breadcrumbs to tie into my own journey within purpose. Build those roots deep so that you are prepared for any inevitable storm. So here
one point, Lauren, before we continue off of that social media, there's one thing that I just need to get out there. When you look at different social medias early in the morning, you're adopting all of those millions of energies that are on the app, whether it's all the good stories and all the bad stories. And that's one of the things that I've never, ever considered before when surfing the web and going on the social media. So I just want everybody to obtain that information as well and believe it, because it is true. When you see a story that triggers you, it gets to you. It seeps through your emotional shield. So that's why when it comes to the grounding, you have to make sure, because it's fluid. If it's not going to attack you in the spiritual, it'll attack you in the physical, and vice versa. So I just wanted to make that point as well, because that's a very important point to know.
Absolutely. So let's segue into, let's go into something else here, because I want you guys to respond and get involved here today, if you could, because we're really asking you to pour into us too. We want to be our strongest as we move into this space tomorrow. I don't think it hasn't found its way into my psyche a lot in the last 24 hours. Sin City, I refer to Las Vegas, Sin City, and I used to live there, but because a lot of people see it as a place where people go, what stays in Vegas stay. You go there and do any old bullshit, and it doesn't stay there. No, karma is gonna come after that ass wherever you take that ass. That's all there is to it. And I don't feel bad because ass is in the Bible. So that's what I remember one time when I was 8. the clock fell off the wall during dinner in the kitchen, and everybody jumped, and I said, what the hell, or something. And my mom got up to get her strap because she was going to whip me. And I was like, you can't whip me for saying hell. It's in the Bible, right? And she goes, as soon as you can go find your name in there, you can get out of this whipping. So anyway, I don't know why that came up, but I did. It was funny. Funny the things we remember, right? But here it is. Here it is. How we start our day. Now, I'm just going to back this up a little bit too. You guys tell me how you feel about this, but I really believe that's right. The space that we spend most of our time in, our base, our center space, where you lay your head, that kind of thing, is very important that you bless it daily. I do. I ask for blessings. I ask for protection, a hedge of protection from those that are greater than. Because why? Because I know that it is important for me. This place determines the Lauren that goes out. And the way I go out determines the Lauren that comes back. Mm-hmm. And so it starts and ends here. It's one big loop. It's a big circle. So what do you guys say about, like you said you go in your room and you sit and you do your thing, right? And then Dominique said, go outside. What about people that are in between homes? What about people that don't have homes? How much of this do you all believe is inside of us? How much? 90%, 100%, 80%, this and the other. It's a setup question, so I'm giving you a heads up. So answer wisely. Take your time. Daniel, what do you think about that?
All right. So this book really talks about that. Grow Rich with the Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And this book doesn't give a title to like a creator or God. It says the all being, the one.
Oh, see, kind of like what I do.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a great way that they explain it, because it says all the source of energy in the world has to come from one place. So with that being said, the reason that wait, my mind just went in a million different directions. Repeat the question.
That's a junior moment. Yeah. You're getting ready to become, you're going to work your way up here to the senior moments, just letting you know. Call a spade a spade.
One more time for me. Mm. Because I had so many different areas that I wanted to take that.
Well, it'll come back. Like my grandmother said, when I say I couldn't remember, so it must have been a lie. That's what I said, quit saying that. That's not true. Okay, it'll come back. But in the meantime, I love this. James, I've heard you say this before, and I really love it. It ties right into, like I've been recently reminding myself, because I was told by Greater Than Lauren, everything changed in your life when you stopped asking us for, to bless you with money. And because you thought that was because I had a scarcity mindset. And there's still a ring in that bathtub, but I'm getting some spiritual comet scouring powder, and I'm getting it out little by little. But they asked me to just simply change up the narrative and start requesting abundance. Manifest abundance, I was told, because that means that you're going to have more of everything that serves you and allows you to serve others. And James, this falls right in line with that favor, because favor is going to give you what you need before it provides you what you want. Let's not forget, want is the equivalent of a wish list. Need will always come with a plan riding sidecar. Can I get an amen? So let's talk about that. As you move into this thing, you're young, you're new to the network. Been an associate producer for a few months, but really haven't had a chance to dig in like you're going to this week. So how does it feel at 24? What's going through your mind now as you're preparing to go? Are you like fearful? Are you excited? And be honest, because I know there's things that what are you asking, what you believe to be greater than you for going in, and what you would like to bring out?
Okay, so I guess I should throw this out there as well, that I booked the flight literally yesterday. Maybe 2 days ago is when I started, but it got confirmed yesterday. So as I have 2 days to prepare for this massive event that's going on in Las Vegas, the one thing that I can ask for, and that I am asking for, It's that I go in there and just to be myself 100% and to make the connections with the people and to build the relationships with everybody that I need to come across the paths of the people that are going to influence me in a positive direction and the people that I can be of service to, just to make sure that everything is congruent and just to make sure that every piece of work that I do over there, whether it's work, networking, performance, whatever it may be, that it's the best of my ability. And I have a clear conscience and I don't really have any distractions because, there was somebody said that to me yesterday. You know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about the opportunities.
I don't want what we do in Vegas to stay in Vegas. I want them to take it home and send courier pigeons out all over the world with it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not if it stays in one place, how impactful is it? How powerful is it?
It's not.
It's forgettable,
Because our content is like living water. It really is. I was just having this conversation with my tech guy that came by yesterday, and Darius Wilson. Shout out to you, my man. He's 24 years old as well, and every time he comes over, we have like a mentoring session. Just happens, and he was sitting right here in this chair watching some of my master class, and he said, "Lauren, last time I was here, when I left, I kind of had a dream." And I said, "Did you kind of, or did you?" He goes, "Yeah, I did. I had a dream where everything that we were talking about, I was shown a picture that everything that comes out of my mouth, every thought that form, because it's first there's an utterance and there's a thought, then the thought becomes the word becomes the action." And he said, he uses God, and he said, and God showed me that everything that comes through me is the water. It's living water. He goes, I am the riverbed, the stream bed that it flows through. My job, I was told, is to keep this water flowing, prevent it from damming up. And I said, that's exactly right. Because I remember the first time I heard Tucker Bearden, when he was working with me, one of the first speeches he created was about that very topic. And how, and he, if anybody, all of you out there that know Tucker know that he gets down in it all the way down to the very bottom of it to, all the little intricacies. And he was the one who brought it to my attention that how water, when it stops and begins stagnating instantly, things begin dying, decaying. The only way to fix that is to remove whatever is stopping the flow. And the moment water is put back into motion, things heal, grow, and life returns. And so I thought that was very interesting that Darius brought that yesterday. But I would be interested in knowing, here's what I'd like to see or hear about. We all, like when we're in this space, and if you look in the comments, everybody's got their own belief system. But I'm always interested. I find it captivating, very intriguing when I ask you, so what's it look like? How does it show it to you? Because I know it shows it to me in a way that it's a language that we have. So I think we all have our own dialect, okay? Because you can be in a country and they can speak a language, but there can be several dialects where words are twisted or changed or sharp or rounded or whatever that are a little different than the others. So, Dano, what kind of dialect do you have? When it speaks to you, what is it? Do you see pictures? Do you get feelings? Is it a combination of all? What is it? And how do you know that it is a message meant just for you?
Okay, so there's angel numbers that I always look at. I'll be driving down the middle of the road and just minding my own business, listening to music, and then I'll see an angel number 777, 111, 222, 444, and usually it's not in threes. Usually it's in fours. So that.
I did not do that.
Yeah,
I did. Okay, go ahead.
Well, yeah, but usually it comes in fours instead of threes because that's how I asked for it, just so I know it's not, you can't make a mistake from it.
So it's not random.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And usually the other way that it communicates to me as well is it's my own voice just going in my own head. I'm
exactly.
Like, what the heck is that? Am I talking to myself? Am I crazy? But no. That's the language that it knows that I need in order to really see.
Right. Because if you heard, hey, how you doing, Dano? Because I told God that back when I, first, well, not first, but in my 20s, right? before apology accepted came through as a dream. I went up on the roof of the building I managed. All those people live in that building. They're in that picture in People magazine. And I went up there and I humbled myself and I said, I had every name for God. There's no internet in 1988. So I'd gone to the library. I had all the names that I could find that people use for God. And I was like, listen, you gotta, I don't know if that's me going crazy in my head. I even talked about that in the master class. I was like, is that me? You know, talking. Right. And it was, oh, see, I'm there. I'm in that. I'm just, it pulled me right back into the moment where I asked, I said, don't, whatever you do, don't sound like they say in those books and so, ooh, Samuel, you know, because I said, you know me, I'm going to run, I'm scared, scary, I'm going to have a heart attack, something. It ain't going to end well, and you already know this. So find a way, figure it out. You're God, figure out how to get it to me. That's why I laugh and I tell people the book's right over there. If God had a bookshelf behind his desk and there was a volume on there about the relationship he, she, they have with all of us, my particular volume would probably be yellow and black and say Motivation for Dummies, because he breaks it. I ask for it plain and simple, and I give it to the world the way it's given to me. I lay it down the way I picked it up. And so you're new, you're early in your career, you know, early in your journey, pretty much compared to old folks like me and some of the others that are watching. I will not name names. So can you talk a little bit more about that, the process? So what you ask for, I think that's very important. You guys drop it in the comments. What do you think about, this is a big one. Let's talk about this, about sometimes you need to be specific, totally specific in your request. And then other times you need to be like what James said, favor, abundance, instead of just saying, I need the money to pay the mortgage. No, even in tight situations, pray for abundance, because you will most likely get the money for the mortgage and some money to help someone else. And when you open it up that way, I've tried it and it worked. I got what I needed, but then the exact amount that was overflow, here comes somebody that needs it. And it made it so clear, I never questioned it again. What about you? How's that work in your world?
Yeah, so this is the best way that I can explain it is a question, you know. So you say that you trust God, you say that you trust the universe, but when it really boils down to those tight situations, why are you sitting there asking, oh, please, 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 and begging for it? If you truly trust your power that you believe in, you wouldn't act like that. You know, so you're not acting the way that your words are speaking. So if you don't receive what you want, it's because you're not in alignment, you know, physically with what you want. If you're sitting there worried about everything, then how can you truly say that you really trust what's greater than you? So what I usually do is I say what I'm willing to risk, and I say what I'm willing to give up in exchange for the thing that I'm going to be receiving. And that's the thing that,
if you provide me what I'm asking for to pick up, here's what I am willing to put down.
Exactly.
You know, that's absolutely right. I remember the day that Jason Cisneros explained to me why he wears the skull ring on his finger. And he said it was because it reminds me that every day I must die to something that does not serve me. And I know now, because once it came in, it started taking root. And now I know it's absolutely true. You know, every day, if we die to more and more of those things that don't serve us, which in many cases include people, and let that sink in for a minute, what happens is when we get to the end of this journey in this life, that death of the body is nothing, because we've already died the difficult deaths. And that's absolutely true. So look at it that way. And I think we all need to look at it in any way we can. Now, here's a great one. Michelle says, for me, I hear words or messages that come in the forms of downloads. That's how I refer to it as well. I see angel numbers now, feathers, crows, angel bumps. What are those? Like God's breath, like you're talking about, like, ooh, I say I've been dipped in spiritual freon when I get those. Christians, fundamental Christians, say that when you feel that, it's the Holy Spirit. And I believe that as well, because they're all the same. You know, so let me see. What else do we got here? Oh, Robert Brooker. Robert says, it did take a vision that was very clear to me and specifically for me to understand that the higher power works through me for others, and that I will not be aware to that work, but will be aware that there will be blessings so I can continue to be me. See, that I told y'all, don't go to sleep on Robert Brooker. I'm telling you what. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that there for a minute. James Feld says, my messages communicate through others. Take that a little, spread that out a little bit. Pretend it's some silly putty and spread it out so we can get a clear picture, James. I'm interested. I want to know. You guys, let me see, because this is good. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm staying away from, I don't want us to get into some religious debate up in here. So we're talking overall good, better. Let's keep it on those. Let's keep the focus on the positive and on what we do to take great to greater, smart to smarter, nice to nicer, bright to brighter. If we can agree in that, we're like-minded. So let's have that. So, okay, we're going to talk, and when we come back, we're going to take just a 1 minute commercial, and we're going to come back and we're going to wrap up the last 15 minutes talking about our plans of how we're going to change the world in Vegas. First time I've ever had the audacity, the unmitigated gall, the courage. There's the word. Those others were words that deceive. The courage to speak it, what my intentions are, because I'm going to set them right here in front of God and the world when we return. And think about what you're going to say, Dano, and you all out there too. We're here today to celebrate each other and to celebrate that we are here as a team, as a tribe, as a family. We are garments, if you will, that not only came from the same manufacturing plant. When we really look closely into the hearts and souls of each other, we find that we were actually cut from that same bolt of cloth. More when we return. And we're back real quick before we get started. Let me get this out of the way. Ain't trying to get in trouble. Listen, pour into yourself literally by picking up some V8. I love it. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go, ew, you know. But the thing I love about V8 is that in just one can, you get 60 calories and you get 2 full servings of vegetables. And this is 100% vegetable juice from concentrate. It's easy to find. Just head down the juice aisle of your local grocer. V8. Don't wait until you've messed up with a soda or some kind of power drink. Pop the top. Do yourself a favor. V8, get yourself some today. There you go. And I got to drink it. There you go. So we're back. Hey, I showed, the theme this year here on Bathrobe Moments is show me your soul, and I'll show you mine. I'm interested in how often do we, I include myself, and we're going to talk about this, how often do you consider what's going on with your soul? You know, when it's, if you know, if it's like, oh, I need to do this to get, you know, taking care of my gastrointestinal or my heart or my blood pressure, even mental health, even, you know, all those things when we get inside the head. But I rarely hear people speak about what they're doing to increase or advance. There you go. Because the soul advance their soul. Do you ever think about your soul? Where do you think that's at, Dano, at young 24 Dano? Your soul. Do you ever think about your soul?
Yeah, so coming back from North Carolina a few weeks ago, I had this discussion with a good friend of mine, and this was the discussion. So if you take, and it might sound a little morbid, but there's a point to this. If you take a dead body and the body that you're currently living in right now, right? Take a dead body that has died of natural causes, and then you take the body that you're living in right now. What physically is the difference? There's no difference from that body that you're seeing in the casket versus your body, but there's a switch that gets turned off that's intangible that we can't see, that doesn't give life to our body anymore. So that is what, that's what I think operates the soul. Like, you can see me, but you can't see what's going on the insides and what's giving me this power in order to move. A lot of people say your brain and a lot of people say your heart, but there has to be something more that gives you that power to be able to have you to function, to make that electricity run your body. So I do think about my soul, and that's why I firmly believe, and this lighting is all types of messed up this morning, but that's why I believe in a higher power, because our bodies cannot operate on our own. It's a higher force, and a force with a lot more power behind it to be able to wave, to be able to speak, to be able to interact, anything, to breathe. So, there's something that says when your time is up, that they just shut off that power for you, and you go on to the next life. So I've thought about my soul in that regard.
Okay.
And I feel like if you're a great person, then, you naturally have a clean soul. Everything that you do is going to be pure.
Awesome. Awesome. I get it. Thank you for that. I just want to say good luck. Not that luck has anything to do with it, but go and get your blessings. Sherry McQueen, she had to jet out early. She's got an interview for an international series. And so there we go. I'm glad you were here. Take that with you. Jeanette Ramos says that is a deep question. And here, I'm going to attempt to give you my take on that. When I think about my soul, I think about, it's like if I were to build a house from the ground up. It's the foundation that everything stands on. It is that cup that holds everything that is within me and everything that is for me and for the world. My soul is that one entity that can speak to me when I'm not willing to speak to myself. It gives me glimpses. It shows me past. It does so many wonderful things. And if we're to believe, not just the books in Christianity, but Nostradamus and philosophers and people throughout history, the Gandhis, that sort of thing, you find that the battle seems to have always been about one thing. That battle between good and bad, good and evil, dark and light. It's been about the soul. People that believe in reincarnation believe that the soul is what evolves. And I really believe the thing about where our soul comes to this world for this season called this life to do better, to grow stronger, to learn what was missed before. That's just what I feel and what I'm told. But for me, the soul is the man. You see, I love these things, these moments when you can't find the words. Because I used to think, people think I'm absent-minded. No, I don't apologize for that anymore, because it is an experience that is so not new, but I haven't walked past this spot enough in my journey to have named it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? It's just there are no words in my vocabulary that adequately express all that I'm feeling. And so that's what I love about soul. You know, it makes you feel comfortable with things that you know nothing about. You just know.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't question. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious. Anybody else? Michelle. Thank you for this, Michelle.
And I want to add to that too. That's what I did earlier, by the way, when I had that mind fart, that mind blank. Is that I was feeling the same
That's
thing.
what it is. And I just claim it and put it out there, tell people what's happening. Because that means nothing when that happens to me. You see what I'm saying? Right? In real time. That's what I wish we did more of. Shared what we're experiencing and feeling in real time as it happens. You might be surprised when people go, oh my God, I just felt that too. Confirmation. Michelle says, my soul grows because of the inspiration around me. Aw, like connecting here. Ditto, kiddo. Thank you so much for that. You know, as we prepare to close out the show, there will be reruns, of course, tomorrow and Friday here on Bathrobe Moments. Are they showing a rerun for you tomorrow night?
No, I'm actually going live in Las Vegas.
How are you going to do that? You might be working.
Hey, the show is number one. I'll meet up with you guys a little bit later. That show is business.
Boy, you better get a rerun put in there. Aaron ain't playing with you. You might be doing interviews this time. At that time, your show's in the evening.
Yeah, 6 to
So
7.
I've seen a coaching come out in here. We'll deal with this in the green room. So anyway, Dan will have a rerun too. So I'm just kidding. He does because he doesn't know. He doesn't know what to expect. No. I do. You ain't gonna have time to do your show tomorrow night, brother.
Oh shoot.
No, you're not. You need to let Aaron know to put a rerun in for you. That's okay. But I love your determination and perseverance. I do. Brandy, I'm so happy you said something, girl. I do. Let's get these last two comments in. Brandy Johnson, it's like being asked the meaning of a word you use frequently and use in the correct context, but we don't know the technical terminology to prove you know what you know. Yes, faith and all those things, all that. James Phelps, right on point. My soul is connected directly with my intention. Yes, indeedy, said the needy. So I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys, listen, we want to thank you on behalf of Bathrobe Moments, Weekly Dose of Dano, and the entire family here at E360 Television. E360 will be live streaming all of the events in Vegas starting today. You can go to the E360 TV app, download it if you haven't already, and follow all of the great things. I want you guys to peek in, even if it's on our pages, because we'll be going live and sharing all the good things that are happening. But why? I don't want you just to go, oh, look at all the fun they're having. No. I want you to see what you have helped create. I want you to be right there beside me every step of the way, because I could not do this. I mean this with everything within me. I could not do this if it were not for you. You help me be the best version of myself, and for that I am grateful. So I will see you guys, God willing, back here live Monday morning at 8 a.m. for our next installment of Bathrobe Moments. In the meantime, get out there and be the blessing you'd like to receive. And just remember, build deep. Don't be that tree that had roots that went wide and nothing to keep it grounded, to keep it standing upright. A tree can't pick itself back up, but thank God, thank greater than, that we can. Stand beside everyone, not above or below, but beside. We are not in competition with each other. We are, however, in competition with time. Get your purpose done while there still is time. God bless you all. Thank you, Daniel, for being here. And thank you all for being here. We are a family. I love you all. And I am just so excited. Thank you for blessing us, for pouring into us. Dano, did you have anything you want to say before we go?
No, I'll be seeing you soon. And I just want to say a quick shout out to my positivity posse from the Weekly Dose of Dano. I see a few faces on there. And I just want to say thank you guys for everything, always supporting Lauren's show, always supporting my show. We've created an environment of people that we're going to take the world by storm. And that's it.
That's right. That's right. And you guys, listen, Just like we called on you, call on us. Olita Adams said it best. You guys remember her from I think it was the 80s, when she said, get here. I don't care if it's by railway, trailway. You can get here by camel, whatever. She had a whole list of stuff. That's how we feel. If you need us, I don't care. Get here, because we'll be right here waiting for you. God bless you. Have the best rest of the week and weekend ever. And tune in. We want to share with you all weekend long from Las Vegas. We'll see you soon. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you